Hello, this is Candy with eyes2jesus.blogspot.com and welcome to my May planner tour. If you see my hair blown around a bit or whatnot, it's because I am standing by the air conditioning vent and it is blowing directly on me and it is fabulous. It's really hot today and I love hot weather anyways. I'm a summer girl, so spring is warming up as we're going to transition into summer and I love summer. So if you see hair blown around a bit, that's why. Alright, so I am very excited to show you the planner that I'm currently in and the current setup I have for the month of May. I started setting this up in the second half of April and I'm having a lot of fun in it. So what am I currently in? I am in this. Yes, I am back in a traveler's notebook. If you watched my videos for long, then you know that last year I spent a stint for a while in traveler's notebooks. And other than that, I've been mostly, for the past few years now, mostly personal-sized ring planners. But I kept just missing my traveler's notebook. So, somewhere around the second half of April, I decided, okay, I'm going to set up a traveler's notebook, and I'm going to be in two planners, and I'm going to keep them synchronized, and then that's going to help me decide which one I want to be in. So, I did that, and I found myself very much enjoying the traveler's notebook more than the ring planner. And a big reason of that being is I enjoy not having a ring mechanism. One thing that annoys me with ring-bound planners is I always feel like I'm shifting the covers to make the rings sit straight. Because if the rings aren't completely straight, if they're crooked in any way, it just bugs the heck out of me. And I don't have that problem with the Traveler's Notebook. I mean, there's no rings. Look how gorgeous that is. And another thing I really like about the Traveler's Notebook is I think it looks awesome, but also it's something that you can make very cheaply at home. I mean, you can get stuff from dollar stores to make this. For example, you could buy a placemat from a dollar store. I saw some pretty ones at the Dollar Tree. And then a lot of the dollar stores in their crafting section, they have elastic strings, so you can get some of those for your strings. And then you just need to be able to poke some holes and string some string throughs. You cut your placemat to the size you want. You fold out a spine in it, you cut in your holes, you string it, and you have a traveler's notebook. Another thing is, in a ring planner, your ring mechanism breaks. Well, now you either have to replace the whole binder, or if you're lucky enough to have a binder with removable rings, you have to put in new rings. My strings break, I just put in new strings. So, you've seen some of my other traveler's notebooks in some of my last year's videos, but I don't think I ever showed this one to you. This is one that I was blessed to be able to special order and customize exactly how I wanted it. So this was basically my dream traveler's notebook, and I got this towards the end of last year, and since it was a custom order that I got to, set up online how I wanted it, of course took a long time to be made and sent to me, and by the time I got it, I was all into the Moterm personal size ring planners, so I set this to the side. And then I thought maybe I would use this for notebooks or projects or whatnot. But now I am in this, and boy am I happy with it. So this is a Foxy Fix Traveler's Notebook. And this is in Foxy Fix size number 6, which is a standard size Traveler's Notebook. And this is their wide. They have compact and wide. The compact comes with 4 strings. The wide comes with 6 strings. And so obviously I went for the wide. And you can see why. I got a lot of stuff in there. I got everything in here, of course. And this leather is the Spice Storm leather. And I got it with pink stitching and pink strings inside. And I put on this beautiful purple Foxy Fix elastic. And I have it embossed down here at the bottom with my name, because I was so sure that I was going to love this that I put my name on it. This is not going up for sale or being given away. This is mine forever. And then I chose not to get any pen loops on this because I prefer in traveler's notebooks to have complete control over where my pens are and how they sit, so I usually don't get pen loops with my traveler's notebooks. Alright, and then as for pocket configuration, I opted for the folio, which has the big full-size back pocket. And then as for the pockets in the inside of both covers, I went for the crisscross pockets. So we have a side pocket here, and then crisscrossed is another side pocket behind it, and then it has a card pocket on the front. So yeah, this is my current planner for the month of May. Standard size traveler's notebook. You can see how thick the spine is. And I'm really loving the Spice line of leather. Last I looked, the Spice line is no longer available on Foxy Fix. Hopefully it's going to come back. And the Spice Storm is just, it's gorgeous, and I'm very happy with it. Now I also have the Foxy Fix Sugar Icing with white contrast stitching in. That's a nice gray, but this Spice Storm is a very, very nice leather and a fabulous gray. So going inside. So inside the pockets here in the front cover, inside this like card pocket here, I have some Avery dots and some Avery labels. Got a little sticky notes thing there from the Dollar Tree. And then behind all that is this. This is a little metal book clip that I got off of Amazon. And I use this to hold my traveler's notebook open to whatever page I'm on. If I'm following a recipe and making a meal, I'll just stick it in there and it'll hold it open flat to that recipe. Most of the time during the day, this is stuck in and holding it open to my main schedule and the day that I'm planned on for the day. And it just slides in and it holds the pages open. These are really cheap on Amazon. I got a 3-pack. So yeah, I just keep that in the front pocket there. All right, and inside the front slip pocket, I have some metallic Dollar Tree stickers that I just thought were really cute and I've had for a little while, and I use them on occasion. Not much of a sticker person, but I like to have the option. And then this other slip pocket back here, I just have a little laminated scrapbook paper just for pretties, but also further inside there's this like deposit and withdrawal slips for my bank. Alright, and this is a Foxy Fix dashboard. Got one of my favorite wedding pictures from my husband and I's wedding in 1997. And I have an ollie clip stuck right here because whenever I'm getting ready to get groceries, I like to stick my grocery list right here and I just clip it to the front. For example, if I'm going to run to the bank and get groceries like I did yesterday, then what I did was I clipped on my grocery list and then I clicked on the bank piece of paper that I needed to bring with me here as well. So that when I pulled up to the bank drive-thru, I would have my bank stuff already filled out. Okay, so turning the page. On the other side of that Foxy Fix dashboard is a current family picture. And then we come to my first book. And my first book, I have a tab over here, and it is labeled Home, because this book is my homemaking book. And then I have a pen attached to this cover. This is my secondary pen. This is my check writing and form filling pen. And then my main pen is back here. So yeah, so this is for home. Now the covers in all of my books are artsy. They have partial words on them wrapped around, and I think it's cute. Because what I did was I just took an old expired spiral bound Hobby Lobby planner that I've had in my stash, where I really like the dividers and some of the decor in it. And so I just ripped some of the dividers out of that, and then I wrapped them around my books. And that also gave me my tabs. So I like that. And then clearly I covered the tabs in washi tape, labeled them, and then I put clear tape on top of that. Alright, so home for my homemaking book. So going inside here, and right here on the inside of the front cover, I just have taped in here, so this piece of paper. This is my children's paid chores tracker. They have chores that they need to do each day as members of the family that they don't get paid for, and then there's chores that they do that they can get paid for. And so I just use this piece of paper right here to track their paid chores, and then each week they have a pay day, and I'll look at here and I'll tally out how much, who earned what, and then I pay out their money to them. And then the next page after that are my daily chores. And then after that, we have my children's cleaning chores and my children's table chores. And then we have my projects list. This is like deep cleaning and organizing. And then the page next to that's my master grocery list. And after that I have breakfast ideas and lunch ideas. And then I have supper ideas. And then of course breakfast, lunch, and supper ideas, I also include usually 2 suggested sides to go with those main dishes. After that, I have a page where I wrote down Thanksgiving and New Year's menus. And then the next page, I have a little sub-tab in this book that I stuck on here, and it's called Recipes. So this is my recipes section. All right, so just to turn to random recipe pages, looks like this. All right, and then that goes all the way up to my next sub-tab in this book, which is sub-tabbed School. This is my homeschool section. So this is our homeschool schedule. And then our curriculum chart, which is our course of study for the year. And then my children's copywork assignments. And then we have their reading lists. And then the facing page has a little sub-tab on it called Notes. So the rest of this homemaking book is notes. The pages are numbered. I have a table of contents. And I just have things in here like gift ideas, family information, directions to how to go to certain places, etc. And they go in there. And then the very last page inside my homemaking book is Future Planning 2021 Plus. So after that, we have the other side of my Foxy Fix dashboard, which has a current picture of my husband and I. We celebrated our 22nd wedding anniversary this past November, so this was a picture that my daughter took of us before we went on our date. And then below that, just some sticky notes from Dollar Tree. I've really been enjoying a lot of the Dollar Tree sticky notes lately. They're extremely cute. And then the other side of that dashboard, I just got scratch paper in there, or scrapbook paper in there, nothing fancy really. And then we go to my next book. My next book is labeled Food, because that's what this next book is. It's my food book. So if I open up the cover here, I see there's a little side tab sticking out in there. If I flip to the side tab in that book, that brings me to where I currently am. So I just got groceries yesterday. So the day before yesterday, I did my office work, and part of that includes making a menu plan for the week. So this is a menu plan that I made starting yesterday all the way up until the next time I'm getting groceries. I planned out our breakfast, lunches, suppers, and their sides for each day. The facing page is currently blank, but what I'll do is as I go through the week, when I run out of something or I run low on something or there's something I want to pick up at the store, I write it down here. And then when I'm getting to the day before I plan to get groceries, then I will look at that list to help me compile my grocery list, which I clip to the front of my planner. So yeah, this is all just food book. Like for example, here was last week's. All right, so going to my next book is labeled Months. And this is where I have all of the months on 2 pages for the whole year. And in this one I have a removable top tab here, which marks the current month. So, flip to that, and here's the current month, May. And then we go on to my next book. My next book is labeled Days. So I plan day on 1 page. I really like planning day on 1 page. And what I've been using is grid paper, just a blank traveler's notebook that's just got grid paper in it. And I use the traveler's notebook with grid paper that has over 60 pages in it, so I can get 2 months in there of day on 1 page. So with other companies like Daytimer and Franklin Covey, if you want to get day on 1 page for a whole year, it can cost you somewhere around $50, give or take, depending on what you choose. But by doing just grid paper books in a traveler's notebook, you only need 6 of them. You get that for about around $18 on Amazon, and you have your whole year. So I already have in my stash, 6 grid books. Well, less than that, because I don't need that many for the whole year. I have like 4. So in this one, I have a page finder tab that's sticking out at the top. So I flip to that, and that brings me to today. And then the page facing today is my bookmark. Now, my bookmark is just my laminated master to-do list or master schedule, routines, whatever you want to call it. And I have it laminated thickly, and I have a little tab I made sticking on the top, and I just paper clip it on to the page facing my current day. And because it's laminated thickly, the paper clips never slide off, they never fall off. It stays, this stays put for me until I'm ready to move it to the next day. So what I do is usually throughout the day I will take my book clip out of my front pocket and I just clip it on right here, and that keeps my planner open up and laid flat to the day. And then I can just set it down in whatever room I'm at, wherever I'm working, and it's right there. Because my planner is with me all the time, and I do mean 24/7. All right, and what I do is I just date the pages in my book for the whole month. So I just put the date, write the date on the top, and I have all of May written, dated out. All right, and then after that, I have over 30 pages of undated pages after that, where when I come to the end of the month of May, I will then date the remaining pages in this book for June. And then when I come to the end of June, I will get out my next book, and that one will be for July and August, and then I'll date out all of July, and then I'll stick that in here when June is over. And how I do day on one page, well, what I like about it just being a blank grid paper is I can use the lines to draw out different sections or boxes when I want, or I can just use it to write on like regular lines. The boxes and little grids also can help me make neater bullets, which most of the time I don't care about them. But most of the time how I do it is the date at the top, and then over here in this section I will write down my to-dos and tasks, and I write different shaped bullets depending on the type of to-do or task, and that helps so that my eye doesn't get lost in a sea of to-dos, because sometimes it can get long. And then over here next to it I will write down any timed tasks or any appointments, and then if they're imperative that they're done or an appointment's at a specific time, then I'll write down the time, and then I'll set an alarm on my watch to remind me, and it synchronizes with my planner. Alright, and then down here is where I will write down the meals that I already have planned out for the day. Under that I write down my cleaning chores for the day, next to that the children's cleaning chores for the day, and then the bottom I have for notes and tracking, and I am always tracking something. I also track things on my monthly calendars as well with little letter codes. That's how I found out that the headaches that I had been getting for the past several years were completely related to my hormone cycles. When I had my estrogen dips, I would get the migraines. And that was from years of tracking and watching it getting worse, to where it got to the point to where nothing would dull the pain of the migraines. So then this year I began taking wild yam root, and so far so good. So far the problem is fixed, so hopefully it keeps working. Alright, so that's my daily book. So my next book, the tab is labeled Budget. And this is my complete budget book, my complete budgeting system. And this is just a blank page book. Alright, so going inside here, inside the front cover I have some sticky notes adhered on there. And those, written on the sticky notes, just tell me my cash envelopes and how much money is currently in each cash envelope. Then I have a few smaller sticky notes beneath that, which just has reminders of money goals and things that we're specifically saving up for, etc. And then the first page in here, I wrote it down as budget guide, and then I just have listed out which reoccurring expenses we pay on which checks throughout the month. After that, I have my cash envelopes, and these cash envelopes are easy to make. I just took 2 pages in the book, and I used washi tape. I taped it down the side, down the bottom, and stuck a paper clip in the top, and you have your cash envelopes. So here's my cash envelopes. This is groceries, clothes, health, cars, house, birthdays and holidays, extra. And then after that, the remaining blank pages in here is for 1 month per page of budgeting, which gives me more than enough space to do the whole year's budgeting in this book. So this budget book, it's the same budget book that sticks with me for the whole year. This is the same budget book that I was actually using last year when I was in Traveler's Notebooks, and now I'm using it again. Plenty of space for this to take me through all of 2020. Alright, so moving on to the next book. The next book, the tab is labeled Other. And that's because this is my last book in here. Not my last insert, but it is my last book. And this is my brain dump. This is my scratch paper. This is where I write anything else that doesn't go anywhere else. And inside here I have a little removable side tab. If I turn to that, that's always at my current spot where I'm at in my brain dump or in my scratchbook paper, etc. And yeah, I will take notes on here on things that I'm studying or something that I want to research some more. I will write down like lists of some things that I'm working on with some of my children specifically. I will write down temporary goals or temporary projects in here. Anything goes. And then inside the back cover of this other book, I have this. So I have this extra tabs, labels, and flags. And then clipped to this back cover is my main pen. And it's my usual favorite pen that I pretty much always use. Alright, and then after that, my last insert is a wallet insert. And this is canvas, but this is not a Faroof. This is way cheaper than a Faroof. And from what I can tell, the same quality and identical, except there is no Faroof logo here. And this is made by Moterm on Amazon, and I have this in a few different colors because it's really cool. And this is my wallet insert. So inside this flappy pocket here, I have a bit of spending cash. And on the other side of that are card slots that I can't show you. 3 card slots, and they have some of my main cards in there. And then after that is a zipper pocket where I keep some change. And then that brings us to my back pockets. So in the card pocket here, I just have some extra tabs and some of my extra favorite flags. And then in this slip pocket, I just got a little bit of cash. This is the children's chores cash that accumulates in here and then gets paid to them each week. And in this slip pocket here, I have a plastic insert all the way in there. It's an old wallet plastic insert where you can put in a whole bunch of cards and flip through them. And that's where I keep most of my cards. And then also back here, I have, this is a pretty big size sticky pad. Let me take this out and show you. These used to be like 97 cents at Walmart. Now it's like $1.12 or $1.17 or whatnot. And then they stick and fit perfectly in a traveler's notebook if you need to stick in a page temporarily somewhere. And then behind that, I just have these pieces of paper that is what I generally write my grocery list on, and then clip to the front of my planner when I'm getting ready to get groceries. And then in this full-size back pocket, I mainly keep bills in there, my husband's work schedule, and charts or things that I'm currently working on in Bible studies, or temporary papers or documents that I might have that need to be handled. I also have some cardstock that fits the width of the front cover and the back cover on the sides in here, and that's just to give this planner a bit more structure because the spice leather is very unstructured and can show up wrinkly, which some people love. And I'm not that crazy on it, so I just have cardstock in here as a stiffener. And also that way when I stick in my pages, they don't wrinkle through, because this leather is so thin and soft and floppy that if you put papers in the back pocket, you'll actually be able to see the edge of where the paper is. It'll wrinkle up on your cover. So with the cardstock back there, it's all smooth and there's no weird bumping up, so that's why I have that in there. So yeah, like I said, everything is in here. This is my current planner setup in a standard size Foxy Fix Traveler's Notebook, and I love it. Have a blessed day.